Start it.
Yeah, actually, previously we discussed about before and after business rule, and today we're gonna discuss about what is async business rule and what is the display business rule. So, when we are using for that asynchronous business rule side, when a user click save or update the record gets saved in the database in that particular table. So then asynchronous business rule script will execute. So, before that, then what is the synchronous and asynchronous? So, in the ServiceNow business rule side, synchronous execution blocks the user interface and holds the active database transaction until the script finishes. So, while asynchronous execution offloads the task to the background, immediately returning control to the user. So, suppose when we are using the business rule side, before and after display is the synchronous business rule, and the async business rule is we are separate. So when the part of active user in the session and a transaction side, we can use for that before and after display for that. So asynchronous business rule, that was a separate background transaction via sys underscore trigger. So when that UI impact side, so blacks the UI. So user sees a loading spinner. So it will be take more time. So in that asynchronous side, completely non-blocking, user can move on instantly. So it will be respond to that instantly. So whichever previous objects, so fully accessible in that, then whatever before and after display in that script side. So in that asynchronous business rule side, so we can limited access and not accessible for that in that script body side. So when we are suppose runs immediately when we are triggering for that particular form side. So asynchronous side, so runs when the system worker a thread is free. So it was a completely free run in that farm side. So, before that, we'll perform on that after business rule. Then, whatever after business rule executed synchronously, then after business rule is used to update information on related objects that need to be displayed immediately, such as glide record queries. So, we can use current and previous objects in that after business rule side. So, whichever we can handling for that. So, and display business rule side, we can handling with that. So, in that G underscore scratch pad, through that we can implementation the display business rule. So, when that client and server side, so before the form is displayed to the user side, we can use for that display business rule side. So it is mainly used to pass server side to the data and client side using G underscore scratchpad. So we already discussed about previously what is a G underscore scratchpad it is. So it is an out of the box object. So ServiceNow predefined object it was. So present on the client and server side. So it is used for passing information from server to client without using glide ajax. So in that when we are using for that business rule to that, so client script we want to operation some kind of performance we can do for that. So there is a high chance that you will need to the data from server to client side. So like when we are using for that but isn't available by default. So on that case, so we can use for that best choice for that G underscore scratchpad. So I'll tell you. And before that, we'll test what is that after and business rule and asynchronous business rule. So we'll go to that business rule. So you already know for that. So I want to test on this. So on the incident side, I will perform incident table. We should active for this. What is that after business rule? So insert and update. And the action side also we can set the field values and add the message if you want. avoid the action, whichever action. So we can add here about action as well as. So I want to go for that in the advanced side. GS dot add info message. So in the incident side, some short description. Short description. What is the backend name? It is short underscore description. Current dot. In the business rule side, we can use only current and previous object. Based on that, we should perform the operations current and dot short description. So glide record. So I want to perform on the problem side. GS dot sleep. We'll know how many times it will take the form loading. Gr dot initialize start description current dot short description. So gr dot insert. So add the message and add the table, and so in that glide system side I will check. We'll check first GS, then later we'll check for that. We'll go with that incidents. Incident. So can save this. Reload the form. Alfonso, Glen, network. Your description should be populated through incident to click on save. So see here, it was loading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See here, it was loading. Yeah, see here. See now? So we'll check on that again. So we check for that after. Then after was synchronously. Synchronously means it was when we are triggering that, it was waited for that. See here, user sees a loading spinner in that after side. We'll check again the sync side and save it. Let's see. Still it was loading. Once it was loading, we can go through that incident form side. We'll check. Okay. Yeah, I'll mention it as a in progress. Save it. See here, it was loading earlier. So without interruption. So that is the major difference of synchronous and asynchronous. So async display was worked fine. So we'll go for that. Next. So in the display business rule side, we'll go with that display business rule side. So the same incident table I should mention. So I'll mention it as a display. So see here, will again incident. In that, you can see, click on new. Yeah, new incident is open. So I selected display business rule. So in that action side, I'll perform initially. So whichever specifically field values using set field values through that, we can determine that particular by options available in that field. So we'll perform through dynamically. So then later we'll go with that advanced side. So initially I'll test it through that color to what is the color is there. So I'll select one name Alfonso. Yeah, Alfonso Griglin and short description to. So we are performing display business rule through actions, right? So we'll see, and I want to do category. And what is the category is there? Inquiry is there. I want to software I'll mention. So is this active or not active? When to run? Save. Display business rule only. Yeah, then after saving it, we'll see insert and update. We'll go to that and there is no color and category and short description. Reload the form. Wait. Yeah. Update that. See, yeah, came na. those who are given dynamic values, it was populated. So that is the advantage of display business rule. Whichever we want to add the values in that backend side, it was populated in the US side directly, right? Caller is whichever action side, we added caller Alfonso Griglin. So we are performing display business rule through that actions and category is software. It was came. So just we are reload the form or save the form. So it was auto populated whichever we given in the backend side. It was auto populated in the form side. So I don't want perform like this. So I want to perform to that script. So I'll remove this, save the form. So I'll go to that advanced. So why it was late? The script is there. So that's why it was loading. I want to remove this. So current dot. Say we'll save this form. It was loading. Once loading the form, will perform through the script and display business rule. So wait, still it was loading. It was taking time. Don't know. Yeah, came. Security threats is there. Yeah, it was loaded. And that current dot and caller ID. I want to perform caller ID equals. So there is a lot of names is there. I want to take. So want to take this name Viola Mixorley. So current dot category equals. So here software is there. I want to mention it as a hardware. We'll check hardware current dot short description. I want to do perform on the display business rule. So okay, we'll check and save the form. Yeah, it was loading. Once it was loading, we'll go to that instant form and we'll check. Yeah. Viola make Sorele hardware. So I want to save this form. We'll check again. All. I don't know why it is loading every time. Click on new. Yeah, see here. Viola McSorley hardware. I want to perform on the display business rule. So display business rule is working fine. But we are discussed about G underscore scratchpad as well as right. So how will work on that G underscore scratchpad? So in that we already know that Glide Ajax can be used to retrieve data from that server. But still we are talking about G underscore scratchpad. So in that means it will be get invoked after the farm load and user has to wait for server response without seeing the result. And second hand, if we are going ahead with G underscore scratchpad, it will bring data before farm loading. So we'll check. So initially we need to create display business rule and set the values using in the G underscore scratchpad. Then later write any client script and get the G underscore scratchpad values. So yeah, see here. I need to remove this and save the form. Yeah, I want to perform on that finance management table side. So see, finance management table. I'll change finance management. So display business rule and actions we already performed. In that advanced script side, I need to work on this by using G underscore scratchpad, right? So click on new. Yeah. So on the Jacob company and email, I want to display Jacob company and email. Email is there. Yeah. Based on that, vendor color. Okay. G underscore scratch pad dot to perform on the email current dot u underscore vendor underscore color. So same G scratch G underscore scratch pad dot U underscore Jacob underscore company current U underscore vendor color Jacob company. So we'll save this. And when we are working on that G underscore scratch pad, we'll work on that any client script. I'll go that client script is already there open. So finance management and unload. Click on active. So I want to G underscore scratch pad. Dot G underscore email. U underscore checkup underscore company and G underscore farm that add info message. So selected A farm that add info message B. You'll save it. You'll check is that populated or not. Yeah, vendor. North America. So yes, no, that vendor color. Chair. Vendor location should be Sunny View. We are working on to display BR. So save the form. Yeah, we'll check. North America scheme. What happened? Don't know. That get. Yeah. See. Suppose if we click Able Tutor, we'll copy this. Save the form. We'll check it is coming or not. Scratch pad.
అశోక్ 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 అద్దంది అద్దంది वो नीचे गिर जाता फिर चुप जाता
We'll save finance management. Yes, sir. Jacob Company. Yes. 234. Vendor location should be vendor color. So this is the mail ID. I want to do add Abraham Lincoln. So what is this backend name? Underscore email. Okay. Work on the display BR. We'll check. See, yeah, see here. Came na? Abraham Lincoln, whichever mail and Jacob Company I mentioned here as a answer. So came na? Yeah, it's working. Fine. So now you can practice on this. So we'll discuss on later. Script include. So how we are working on the script include side. So in the next class. So before that, you need to go on this practice. Okay?
Okay, okay, right.